How's it going, everyone? College Lefty, and in this video I have for you all the 98 overall signature series Pee Wee Reese debut. Now, I don't think that this card is the best card in the game by any means. I don't think that he's very good at all. I just hope that he's going to be a glitchy card. We know that some contact hitters play pretty well in this year's MLB The Show, and I would say that Rogers Hornsby is better in every way, and actually he's very similar. I would say he plays very similar to a budget Rogers Hornsby. If you don't have him and you're looking to use Pee Wee Reese, I think that he'll be all right. His swing is very similar. He also has better fielding, so his primary position at shortstop, but I think Rogers Hornsby is the best shortstop that we have in the game so far. But Tony Gwynn is smacking one up the middle for a base knock. That's going to be a leadoff base hit and a leadoff base runner for Pee Wee Reese. He's batting in the 2 spot in this video, and I don't know if I'm going to use him consistently, but the very first at bat he is going to hit into a double play. That is 100% my fault. I swung at a pitch below the zone. We're facing Nolan Ryan. That was a sinker below the zone, and with the per nines, doesn't matter what type of contact you have in this game. Nolan Ryan is going to be tough. This game is the first game I've played of this ranked season, so this is on all-star difficulty. And so far, I mean, with the PCI size from some of these hitters, you can kind of compare the difference. And Pee Wee Reese was pretty similar to Tony Gwynn. I would say slightly smaller because of the contact attribute, but the vision definitely plays a big factor. We do have Zack Greinke on the mound, so I'm looking to try and figure out what my opponent's weaknesses are at the plate. So far, it seems like he's on all of the baseballs that he's hit so far. I mean, this field is pretty deep in center field, so I'm trying to pitch to some contact out there and let Willie Mays do some work out there in center field. But at the same time, I don't think that many home runs are going to be hit in this game because of this field, as well as some of the pitchers that we have. So Zack Greinke is one of my best pitchers in the game, and at the same time, I struggle against Nolan Ryan at times. But the opponent is knocking the first base hit for him up the middle for a base hit with Josh Donaldson. So he's getting on the board there in the second inning with 2 outs, looking to get a 2-out rally going. And he is going to slap that one the other way. A little bit of a late swing, but nonetheless hits the pitch below the zone. He waits back long enough and actually got the ball in rather quickly there with Pee Wee Reese. So far, Pee Wee Reese has had one opportunity at shortstop. He made the play. He's a pretty good fielder over there. But like I said earlier, Rogers Hornsby is that good for me at shortstop. He's really only made one error in all the games that I've used him. And even when he bobbles the ball, he'll still make the play. And he doesn't do that often at all. But so far in this one, I lined up a couple balls there, squared him up, and lined out a few times. But so did the opponent. He's hitting the ball well. And, I mean, this inning could have been a little bit different if I was able to get rewarded with the first base hit with George Brett, then a ground rule double with Piazza. I would have had something going as he walked Zack Greinke. I had a pretty good at-bat, 3-2 count. And then, of course, a check swing. I'm an idiot. I don't know what happened. I pressed the button too light or something like that. And check swing, hits it right to Cal Ripken. He's able to make the play. But nonetheless, we get the guys over for Pee Wee Reese, and I'm unable to capitalize once again. So 2 opportunities to kind of break the game open with Pee Wee Reese in his debut video, and I have not been able to capitalize. It is a 0-0 game, but both of us so far have had opportunities with 2 outs, unable to get the job done, and that's how it's going to be. So we both had some pretty good at-bats. We've also been aggressive early in the count at times, definitely mixing it up well. I noticed that this opponent was struggling with the curveball. I felt that he was swinging with a lot of fastball timing or looking for that fastball to drive it. So I was trying to throw him off with the changeup, slider, curveball, mix in the fastball here and there. I don't want to let the confidence get too low on those pitches, and if you simply don't use them, then the confidence will get low. But he's battling up here with Jackie Robinson, 0-2. I know he's looking for the fastball. I went ahead and threw it there on the inside corner, but I just needed it to be off the plate because I know he's swinging for that. I know he's looking for the fastball. He's going to hit it out. And luckily in the next inning, I was able to hit one out sitting on the changeup and smack it out with Lou Gehrig. He was throwing me a lot of pitches low in the zone, using the sinker effectively, using the fastball outside the zone to set up the breaking pitch as well as the changeup. It's tough sometimes to determine whether Nolan Ryan is throwing a 12-6 curveball or the circle change. Both of those pitches can be used really effectively off each other. And I was impressed. This opponent was definitely pitching really well with Nolan Ryan. I mean, I'm just barely missing the ball at the same time. My timing wasn't really on point throughout. I mean, I had some late swings. I had a couple opportunities to hit some pitches over the plate that I missed. and then at the same time I'm lining out, and then I'm getting rewarded on a just late hit below the zone, similar to how he had a base hit down the line earlier in the game. So kind of confusing on some of the hit results in this year's game. It is what it is. I noticed that the ball really wasn't carrying that much in this one, but once again I squared that one up, lined out, but the previous at bat I got rewarded for an interesting hit. This one could have easily dropped in for a base knock. Willie Mays tracks that one down. Started to sit on that curveball a little bit more, so I'm going to go back to the fastball, up and inside, and he's going to shoot that the other way. Also a little bit late, but nonetheless, I mean, both players are playing the same game. We both are getting rewarded in certain ways, and it's out of our control. I mean, we're just trying to play the game, just trying to hit. But now he's starting to swing it. I got to get the bullpen going. I got to go ahead and take a mound visit if necessary. I also want to focus on warming up the right pitchers, playing the matchups upcoming here. I didn't want to walk Josh Donaldson in this situation because he had Tony Gwynn up next. I didn't want to have him break the game open, potentially hit a grand slam or an extra base hit, score multiple runs. So I figured I would just go for it, and he does get the job done anyway. He gets the runner over and then drives one up the middle with Tony Gwynn. So that's kind of what I was trying to avoid. At least I didn't really give up too many runs there. It is a 2-1 game, but I was able to minimize at least enough. After what happened in the inning, he had some pretty good at-bats. He had a 2-out rally going. I got to tip my cap and continue to play the game. So I'm down one run here. We still have half a game to work with, and I feel like I can try and get my timing back eventually throughout this game. I'm not really locked in right now, but I'm going to go ahead and pinch hit, bring in Ty Cobb. I don't know how that pitch was sent up the middle. I don't really know how that one was sent up the middle. I tried to wait back on it as long as possible. And I'm going to be aggressive. I'm going to take the extra base with Mike Piazza, and 45 speed does get in there safely. So we do have PB Reese up. He went ahead and intentionally walked Tony Gwynn, and I felt like I got that one with PB Reese. It was definitely a good hit. I squared it up. I think it was a good, okay result. It is going to result in a sac fly, but unfortunate that he doesn't really have the power. Yeah, it is a good, okay, and it was actually hit 2 miles an hour slower than the pitch was thrown. So that's kind of not what you want to see there from PB Reese in the debut, but nonetheless, he is tying the game up. I'm able to go ahead and take the lead with Lou Gehrig. So now we have a 3-2 game. At least Pee Wee Reese was able to knock in the tying run in his debut game. So I brought in Bruce Sutter. He was able to get the splitter going and the slider. I was able to use those two pitches. Noticing that the opponent was struggling a little bit with the off speed, he was able to still hit the baseball and still square it up, but I felt like his timing was slightly off. He was looking for the fastball, more of a hard throwing pitcher, so I went with Bruce Sutter. I felt like that was the right matchup there, and I was able to get an inning out of him so far. George Brett with 2 outs, knocked one up the middle. Definitely one of my best hitters. I don't know how I'm going to take him out of the lineup if I'm able to get that Chipper Jones, but I cannot afford to miss a pitch like that with Mike Piazza. I had a pitch right over the middle of the plate, facing a lefty, off of Josh Hader, who has lower home runs per 9, and I can't afford to miss that pitch. I'm up in the game, but at the same time, the opponent is going to be able to tie this game up just as easy as he was able to tie it up earlier and take the lead. But I felt like it was the best idea to leave Bruce Sutter out for a second inning just in case this game went extra innings. And George Brett makes one heck of a play there, throws out Lou Gehrig, running to first base. So pretty crazy play. We have Pee Wee Reese up in his 3rd at-bat, and he's going to smack a base hit, pulls that one in for a single to left field with a 3-0 count. So I was definitely trying to swing there. That was probably ball 4 anyway. But nonetheless, a pitch below the zone, using that vision. I was just early on that. Also hit lower than the pitch was thrown. I mean, it was thrown 95, hit 90. So not really what you want to see from some contact hitters. I know that some contact hitters get higher exit velocities than others. I'm not really sure what the reasoning is for that. Maybe it's clutch. Maybe it's something else. Maybe it's the contact attribute as well. But I mean, he has the same amount of power as Tony Gwynn, so you never know. He might be pretty decent for you. I noticed a lot of people were saying that Pee Wee Reese is really good, and I figured I would try him out. But in that last inning, I wasn't able to capitalize with Willie Mays. I popped up with 2 outs there, and I had an opportunity to break the game open once again, and I haven't been able to do so. The opponent is able to get on base by a strike 3, a drop-third strike, and then on a good pitch with great feedback, I missed the zone there and walked Tony Gwynn. So we're messing up here to start this inning off in the 7th, and right now is not the time when I want this to happen. I mean, I only have 2 opportunities left to hit, and the opponent, if he puts the pressure on me, that's going to make it a little bit tougher to come back in this game. Luckily, he tried to bunt there, and it popped up to third base. George Brett makes the play, but Roberto Alomar is clutching up. He brings him in off the bench for a pinch hitter, and he's going to tie the game up. So Josh Donaldson, who got on by a drop third strike, he comes around to score. Also due to the fact that I walked Tony Gwynn on a good pitch. I have no control over that. That's just, it is what it is. I tried to make the location, I tried to hit the spot, and he didn't hit it. So I'm going to have to really focus up right here and try and take advantage of any pitches over the middle of the plate, try and take the lead back, and he throws one over the middle. Mike Piazza hits that changeup out of the park on away, like a middle away. I was looking for something away, and hopefully he would go with the fastball up and away. That's what I was really looking for. But he threw the changeup almost right to my PCI. I ended up getting the strikeout there to end the game on Frank Thomas, with Sergio Romo coming in to get the save. So definitely like using that card ever since using him and trying him out. He has been lights out for me. Same thing with Andrew Miller. But Goose Gossage with the win in relief. Kind of a back and forth game. I felt that we both could have scored some more runs. We both could have had some more hits. But I also wanted to try out this Cole Hamels. I haven't been able to try him out yet, but at least I was able to get a debut video with Pee Wee Reese. We move up to 671 as the first game of ranked seasons is over. But thank you guys so much for watching. I'm College Lefty, and hopefully you guys have a great day. Peace out.